Wardrobe sponsored by Charmaine Freeman Designs.
Good evening, welcome to the Sharmark Show. I'm your host, Sharmark Leon, and today we're going to dive into fashion. I have one of my, I would say the godmother of the Sharmark Show, Christine Samuel, here with me. Christine, good evening, how are you?
Good evening, Sharmark.
So you don't want to be my godmother?
No.
You're there like you're ready to solo saliva, I calling you my godmother.
What's
you
that?
have been my guest that have been, I think I have to give you a trophy. Senisha, we had to get Christine here because guess what? The biggest fashion show for the government of St. Lucia just passed, which is Export the Runway, which is the third year. And then guess what? This year, Miss Christine Samuel, Christy Creation was the headliner. And I think being a headliner of a huge fashion show like that, it's a huge thing. And then I think it was some beautiful pieces. And then guess what? Christine is actually celebrating 10 years.
Yes.
As a fashion designer. So this is huge. I mean, I'm going from a teacher, from a dancer, from a choreographer, as a fashion designer. And over the 10 years, if you have been following Christy Creation, the fashion has grown. It has kept getting better. She keep introducing new textures, new fabric, and different prints, you just name it. Christine, how does it feel to celebrate 10 years in the fashion business?
Really, really good, Sharmark. I was so, it's almost like my birthday because I'll be celebrating 60. I want to say it very loud.
Are you serious?
I am. So I was hoping the 10 and the 60 will come so nicely together. And it feels really, really good that I've been in this for 10 great years.
Oh, wow.
So I'm very, very
Well,
excited.
congratulations.
Yeah, I have been excited.
Yeah. So what is the difference between when you started 10 years ago, moving fast forward to now?
Remember when I just started, I was doing the exhibition in the town hall.
Yes.
So
you go from
I
town hall to big runway. That's a huge
I
jump.
started with the town hall. That's how I actually met you.
Yes.
For That's My Bag. And then when I went to Suriname Fashion Week, that was in 2016, I knew then it was time for me to do my own showcase. And that's when we moved to Sandals, Halcyon.
Yes.
And then it had it had to go up, and I couldn't go back down to just being an exhibition designer. And so Suriname really opened my eyes and said, listen, I can have my entire show on my own, which is what I did. And for the past 8 years, because COVID took away 2, I planted the seed so that Christy Creation could be on the runway every single year, and it has grown.
Wow. So what did it feel like when you got the email or the call and say, Mrs. Samuel, we would like you to be the headliner for Export the Runway 2025?
I'm telling you the honest truth, I couldn't scream and I couldn't shout. I think a lot of my experiences throughout the year being in business does not allow me to do these things anymore.
Okay.
I think the first person I told was my friend Juliana Prosper, but I still didn't know how to scream on the phone.
Okay.
I said, God, did you just open that door? And then the second person I told was you. And so the excitement came when I went to bed. I actually said, wow, can you imagine I'm going to be the headliner? What is that? But the excitement came then, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. So I'm going to take on the challenge.
Yeah, because when you're a headliner for the show,
Yes.
the pressure is on. You have to
pressure
bring
is
it.
on, yeah.
People are expecting the headliner to bring
Yeah.
colors, texture,
Yeah.
something different.
And I knew I had to come good. And one thing I have learned, Sharmark, I believe in excellence. If you're not excellent in what you're doing, and you can't do it, because like you always said, when you open my bags, remember every time I came and I had a show, you said your hairs on your arm always went up.
Yes.
If I didn't reach that point, then I knew something was wrong.
Because the lining of the bag,
Yeah.
any high fashion bag, the lining says
Yes.
everything.
So I know if I said I'm ready for something, it means I have gone to my 100%, and so that is what it is. I was very happy, and
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So how many pieces did you showcase at the fashion
I had to
show?
showcase. I had 12 ladies and 12 men.
And I think what was interesting about your showcase, it
Yeah.
was married couples.
Married couples, yes. So I had the full collection of my bags, my jewelry, and my clothing. How did I end up with couples? I don't know, but for me it was exciting. I think it was the best set of couples I ever had worked with.
But can I share something with
Yes.
you? What is huge for you? I don't know if you have realized that not much designers do their own bags,
Yes.
dresses,
Yes.
shirts, pants. So basically, most times you have to pay a designer on a runway.
Yeah.
So they pair Christy Creation with Christy Creation. So
Creations,
whenever the model
yes.
walks out, they all decked up in Christy Creation.
Our feature designer, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from St. Lucia, make some noise for Christine Samuel. Christy Creations, just us two.
I need to give recognition to the people who helped me to sew and stuff, like Patsy and Manessa,
Yes.
because as a designer, you go in a production room.
Yes,
I have
definitely.
to learn that. You have to go in your production room.
You have to go in a production
But I have
room.
my sketches, I have my designs, they all in my
Because
head.
eventually,
Yeah.
sometimes 20 years
So
down the
now-
line, you become bigger.
Yes.
At that time, you don't have the strength to sew, but you have the strength to do your sketches. It might
Sketches
be
and everything,
digital,
yeah.
and you can just send it to produce. Because that is the big names we grow up. They don't have
Exactly.
time. They started like that, but like moving forward, they don't have time to sit anymore.
Because-
it's about a production room, and you sign contracts and
Contracts,
stuff
yes.
to make sure that they preserve your ideas.
Yeah, because some of the things I heard on the night, Christine did all of that, but a lot of people don't know me. For example, Trevor, as a little boy, he
Yeah.
used to model with me. I used to do a lot of fashion shows at the Cultural Center,
Center,
with
okay.
Folk Research Center.
Okay.
I used to paint on T-shirts. My teachers at school know me as a designer since I was at Asterisk Comprehensive School.
I think what happened, you were multi-talented, so it's almost like
Yes.
maybe the dance
took
overpowered
over.
everything,
Yes,
so
yes.
people know you as a dancer.
As a dancer. And when I retired in 2016, I went back to my first love, and art was my first love.
My sister, you don't get it good in every teacher that ever retired in St. Lucia. I think you're the true definition of retirement.
Oh my God, yes.
No,
yes.
seriously.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you retire from one space
Yes.
and then you just blow up in a
no.
different space and it's like the sky is the limit.
Well, I call it a different canvas, but because if you look at my logo, Christy Creation, you will see the letters are moving. I try to keep the movement of me as a dancer,
Yes.
but a different kind of canvas, the same colors, the same bubbly effect of who Christine is. It's just that it's clothes and it's bags and it's jewelry.
Yeah,
You know?
I think somebody might say it'll say it's a lot and say she did a lot. I think when you're very passionate about your craft, whatever you're
Yeah.
doing, it does not be a
It
lot
doesn't
for
matter
you
lot,
because you
no.
put all your time and
Yeah.
your effort into it. And eventually, like a fashion show like that, it will show up. Or whatever, any fashion show you have done, what I like, you can just see the growth in the
yes,
brand.
yes,
Like
definitely.
it just keep growing.
It does it because I mean I'm constantly looking for new fabrics when I travel. I try not to repeat the fabrics, even if you'll see them every now and then when you travel. But there's a lot of material out there. You know, there's a lot of things to work with, and like for example, when I was getting ready for this show, I did Maureen's dress. I painted her dress for her, but I didn't know what jewelry I was giving Maureen at the time. I woke up at 6 o'clock, which I do every morning, and Maureen's jewelry flashed in my face. I
Wow.
went upstairs and within 5 minutes, it was done.
Done.
So the new pieces you've seen behind me was transposed when I created Maureen's jewelry for her dress.
Oh,
so I
wow.
didn't lay them down 3 or 4 days. I laid them down the night before the show because I saw it.
Oh, wow.
You understand? And that is how my creativity works for me.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. St. Lucia, we're going to see more of Christy Creation when we get back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And I have my beautiful, energetic, guest, fabulous fashion icon, Christine Samuel from Christy Creation. Christine, welcome back again.
Thank you, Sharmark.
Christine, so after all of this 10 years,
Yes.
and you may look like you're tired yet, and you say you're going to be 60, look like, but
my-
you're like a genie in a bottle.
Oh
It's time you
my-
rub that lamp, you just coming out. So what's next? I mean, like, I'm excited to see your Christmas collection. I know
my
you always have
God.
something up your sleeve.
Yes.
I'm excited to see your Junet, and that's what I like about you. You always have a collection. You don't just say, okay, I'm making money, I'm tired. You always get excited about every collection. You're
Yes.
excited. And I think that's where your creativity comes from, your
Yes, it
excitement and
does.
your love for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say I've met some strange people. I just met a strange lady just about a couple of months ago, and she was coming to St. Lucia, and she called and she said, Miss Christine, you don't want Madras? And I'm like, the lady, but of course I want Madras. The lady just said, send me a picture, choose the colors you want. The next day it was in St. Lucia, she threw it in the car, gone.
Oh, wow.
So I have some really nice Madras coming up
oh,
for
wow.
some colors we don't have in St. Lucia.
Wow.
Ready for Junet Creole.
Oh, nice.
You understand?
nice, nice.
And the 10th anniversary is coming. I did the showcase. I think I want to collaborate my birthday party and a fashion show as one.
Okay.
So Sharmark and the husband is getting ready to do that.
Okay.
Hopefully you and Boots will be doing that one.
Oh, that's what
so,
you said in my
yes,
okay,
so let's
alright.
wait for that one to come out and how we're going to put it together.
Right.
But I'm looking to marry the two. I'm looking
Okay.
to marry the two. I want a fantastic birthday / Christy
Yeah,
Creation
creation,
brand
yes.
celebration.
That's nice,
You understand?
yeah.
So that will happen sometime October 2nd or October 8th.
Okay, nice.
So we'll work
Wow.
towards that one. So I wouldn't pull out the cat out
Out
the
of
hat
the
of the
bag.
bag yet.
Okay, nice.
Yes,
nice,
so
yeah.
yes, definitely.
That's beautiful. But if you had to do one thing different from 10 years ago to now with the brand, what would you do?
Wow, that's a very good question. I didn't even think of that one. Oh wow, Sharmark, you caught me by surprise. What
I
would I
like
do?
that.
What would I do? Oh, I have no idea. I never thought of this one in my entire life. What would I do different?
Yeah. I guess you might not do anything different because
Yeah.
everything is unfolding.
Yes, it is. It
as you
is.
expected,
Yeah.
or some of us move on energy.
I'll
and-
tell you why. The reason I cannot answer it because, like you said, I am constantly letting everything in my mind flow.
Flow.
So it will never be stale because I
Yes.
don't see fashion as a one-time thing. I never try to repeat what I'm doing.
Definitely.
And because my spirit allows the fashion to grow, I don't think I'll ever be stale. And constantly things are always there. So I wake up in the middle of the night and bam, I know I have to do a new collection all the
Yes.
time. So I have a lot of material to play with now.
Okay.
So until maybe something else comes up when I'm traveling, I know whatever I put out will be exclusive again.
So is it that
Yeah.
for your 11th anniversary that we can start shopping on Amazon for Christy Creation?
I don't know if Amazon is the right place. Hello, I have to get to some big departments. So maybe I tell you about the Macy's. It might not be
Yes.
Macy's, but I have this dream that
But
I'm going to walk into a
Macy's,
store.
But the funny thing, I think Amazon can be huger than a
Yeah.
department store because when you're on Amazon, I can be in China, Hong Kong, Dubai, wherever I am, the bag will
Yes.
come to me and they say, but how that person get a Christy Creation bag?
Yeah, but my biggest fear about that is because my bags are not duplicated. That's where the problem is. Remember, they are not. You don't find 5 of the same thing. So if Amazon has to get the bags, it means it's a one-of-a-kind bag. It's there and it's not there again.
So
as soon
the
as-
site don't sell one-of-a-kind
the site,
items?
yes, I don't think they do. You understand?
Oh.
It's mass-produced production.
Ah.
So that might be a little difficult.
A little challenge, okay.
And the reason I'm saying a big department store, because there was one time a university through Export St. Lucia did collaborate with me to see how the brand can reach other places. And that was one of the things they told me, that the brand will sell bigger in a department store because it's a unique product. It's a one-of-a-kind
One-of-a-kind,
product.
okay.
Yes. So keep it like that.
Like that,
Because
okay.
anyone who picks it up will always remember the brand. It will always be remembered.
Remembered, okay,
yeah.
yes.
So for me, that's good.
And I think maybe with that too, that every client gets to stand out.
Yes.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
the event that you go to, your brand is going to stand out because it's one of a
Definitely, it's
kind.
one of a kind,
Especially
yes.
now, I think fashion is very
It's-
fashion
it's
forward
forward,
now.
right,
The
yes.
women don't like, as they call it in our culture, brothers and sisters. They like to stand out,
Yeah.
and everybody always
And
look
a
to
woman
see.
always wants a new bag. I mean,
Yes.
they constantly buy new clothing every day. Yes, they might say, okay, I just bought this red bag yesterday, I can use it, but a woman always wants a new bag.
I
They
think
always
most
do.
everybody, like, for me, I like duffel bags.
Yes.
I like clutches
Yeah.
because they have male clutches now. And I
Right.
think bags tells a story.
It
Sometimes
does.
I have a bag, I don't have anything in it. I just stuff the bag with clothes or put
Yeah.
some potatoes for a little weight. And I think it must have some weight.
Yeah, yeah.
You just want the bag to just look the part.
Look the part, yeah. But
And I wanna- yeah.
sorry, I don't think I have reached. You know, when you start doing stuff and it stop. I am not ready to stop yet. My production has not stopped. There's a lot more vision and a lot more beauty in Christy Creations to come out.
Oh,
so as the
definitely.
time goes by, every month or every 2 months, something new is going to come out of it.
I guess that's what makes it fashion.
That's what
I
makes
think
it
that's what
fashion,
the
yes.
word fashion represents,
Yeah.
you know, because just evolving and doing new stuff. If you
Yes.
realize you come to a halt and you decide you want to stop,
Then it means
you
I have to retire.
you might have to retire, and I think you might cheat yourself in
Yes,
actually
yes.
what the
Yeah.
future has in
Yeah.
stock for you. Because we might think, oh wow, this is huge,
Huge, yeah.
but there's maybe a bigger fashion
It's
show
true.
out there for you. And I think one of my dreams for you would be to New York Fashion Show. But at that time, maybe I might buy a ticket, my girl.
Oh
I
my
want to sit in the crowd and say,
God.
okay, I know that diva.
You're going bigger
Yeah.
than me
No, but
now.
it's
Yes,
not
it
even
is,
big. It's
yeah.
right there. I make New York
Yeah.
Fashion Show. As long as they say your stuff and you pay your
Yeah.
registration, you're on the runway, my
Yeah.
sister. That's what it is. And what I like about you, I've done several fashion shows in St. Lucia, out of St. Lucia regionally. So it's almost like you're not afraid to take
I'm
a
not
leap of
at all,
faith
at
because you
all.
want to get your
Yeah.
brand
Yeah.
out there.
Definitely.
And I just hope that other designers in the making will take a page from you, because I think most times when you hear people speak, they want to blame the government. The government is not a fashion designer.
cannot, huh?
Your
Yeah.
sister is not a fashion
Yeah.
designer. How far do you want to go, with
yeah.
your brand?
It's true, and you must you must love what you do,
Oh,
and stop
definitely.
depending. I've never depended on anybody, even if with my dance and everything else. I always had this vision of where I want to be and what I want to do with my life, and with Christy Creations, a brand, like you said, I love the runway.
does it feel like when
Oh
it's
my
time to
God.
introduce the designer, you coming down the runway?
Oh, that was the most gorgeous thing on Saturday night when I walked down. You see the new shoes. When I walked down that road, that was heaven. I
Yes.
felt like a queen. Honestly, I saw people smiling, and
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes.
I was all decked with my leather and everything.
Nice,
you know,
nice,
so
nice, nice.
it
That's
felt
beautiful.
good.
I mean, that's a big thing for
Yeah.
every designer. It's almost like, wow, you're feeling like you actually achieved something just
Yes,
walking down the
definitely.
runway.
It was great. It was
Yes.
super, super beautiful.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. We'll be right back. We'll just get more into the fashion because there's a lot more 10 years, people, and I don't have much time and I need to know everything about creation. I need to dive into her business today before she leaves. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're here with Auntie Christina, as some of you all know her. Christy Creation is the brand. It's not no more Auntie Christina, it's Christy
Christy
Creation.
Creations.
That's the brand. That's the trending brand in St. Lucia. It's our brand. They say it's the soil, daughter of the soil. I mean, like, it's one of the brands I sometimes, when you look at and you say, wow, this lady's a designer. This lady stands and she breathes, she eats and she smells and she believes in the brand, and it keeps growing, it keeps getting better. To start with a bag, then you went into necklaces,
Yes.
bags, clothing.
And then I went back to the hand painted clothing. Like I told you, I always did the hand painting on clothing.
Wow.
And then every time we did the show together, as that's my bag, I knew sooner or later I wanted to add on. And remember, we did the couples last year
Yes,
with
yes, yeah.
my show. So I knew eventually I'd have to bring it in to
Wow.
create a collaboration. You know.
So,
Yeah.
Kristen, what would you tell a young person maybe viewing the show right now that maybe have a dream of being a fashion designer in terms of any part of designing, and they may be afraid or they don't know what angle to start from?
Yeah.
What would you tell them to encourage them, or how can you encourage them?
One of the things that work very well for me, Sharmark, whilst I'm sewing, I'm literally watching a lot of fashion programs on Netflix. What it does, it gives me an inspiration of how I can develop myself and how to move myself forward. And I watch a lot of how to become a model, what the designer thinks. I watch Project Runway. I watch all of these shows. I watch how to create your own style and put it on the runway. So all of these. So as a young designer coming up, you have the vision to be the designer. And sometimes people tell you, don't do something. You have to tell yourself, this is what I want to do. You have to tell yourself that you can fail, but you want to go forward. You have to learn from the people out there that did well and how they did it. Ask them how they did well. If your dream is to become a fashion designer, take on the challenge. Learn everything you can. Learn about fabric, designing, everything. Sketch. Do all what you can. But mostly, have your own show. Do one show and invite people to see it. Do not depend on anybody to do that for you. Whether you do it at your house or in a small space, show off your designs in a small setting and invite people to it. Use social media if you have to.
Because people buy what they see.
People buy what they see. So do not, if you're going to sit there and say, oh, I can do this and nobody sees it, this is a way you have to let people see your work. You have to be encouraged by yourself first, and then your brand will grow.
Wow.
But don't give up on yourself. Take the challenge. Financially, emotionally, physically, it's a lot, but you must have the willpower. Tell yourself you can do it.
Yeah.
You
So
do.
as a fashion designer, they say, I know for me, when I was opening my fabric store, stuff like that, they say after 3 years, you'll
Yes.
start to see profit. You'll not see it in the first year. But as a fashion designer, I've always wanted to ask somebody that question.
Yeah.
After how many years would you tell somebody? Because you know, they'll say, oh, it's not profitable because you
Yeah.
figure by the time you 5 outfits, you expect to see a profit.
It
But at
took
that time,
me-
I think industry just wetting
Yeah.
your feet and you getting your name out
Yes. It took me 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And the reason I'm saying 5 years, remember I started with Sea Island Cotton.
Yes.
So you started on the consignment thing because
Yes.
remember they're trying
They're
you
trying
out.
to see.
So you're not sure
They
if
want to
you're
have
full
faith in the
production.
brand.
And I think Sea Island Cotton did that for me. And the brand grew, and then they said, okay, then we take out the consignment, and this is it. And then it's after COVID. After COVID, the brand grew, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
And the next question, how important it is to budget as a designer, because you're dealing in fabric buttons, traveling, because you're experiencing new fabric. How important it is to budget?
You have to, again, you have to do that, because Sharmark, like I said, experience has taught me how to budget. I had the dance school. I wasn't paying myself, I was paying everybody else. You have to know when to stop buying. You cannot just say, okay, I'm going to travel and I'll buy $10,000, $15,000 worth of fabrics. You have to know if it's $5,000 you're going to spend only $5,000. Yes, you might see other things you want to put in, but you cannot spend all your profit. You have to pay yourself. You have to know, okay, if it's $15,000 you're making, spend $2,000, but you must save. You understand?
Yes.
You must put something aside. You cannot spend your profit. So not saying, okay, I'm only designing just to make money for today. That's not true. Because there are products, you have to travel to pick up products. There's not enough for you to find in your own country. So you have to make sure that you plan well for the business.
Nice. So next question, I'm putting you on the spot. Have you ever had a disappointed client or client that buy a bag and say, oh, I buy that bag, I don't like it? I know from so far, I don't know if when I'm wrong, that they're always so fascinated. I say you're paying them to come and say they like this bag so much because they like his cheesecake that day. Have you ever had a disappointed client?
Never.
That's very
Which
good.
is the truth. Not in one, never.
That's good.
Never. I have repeated clients. I'm like, wow, but I have never, the same way I've never had a bad bag.
Nice.
You understand?
Because I guess you put so much passion.
Yes.
Like you say, you do the bags for yourself. So you put Christine in the bag.
Yes.
So
and
you make sure.
I would never, and that's one of the reasons I tell people I did not like being a seamstress. Because, you know, you make something for somebody, go like, it's too small, it's too big. I didn't want to do that.
Yes, yes.
So if I'm making the bag and I don't like it, I will not sell it for you. Because I'm making them for myself. And it has to be good.
So the bag has to
it has to be
represent
excellent. It has to represent
definitely.
me.
And
so
I
I'm
like
not selling
that.
anything for you I don't like.
So basically that bag would not leave your workshop if it's not completed.
If it's not completed, never.
Yeah, because that's why it's a brand.
That's why it's the brand.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's totally.
And the thing about the bags, they are lifetime bags. So you remember you told me, leave your first bag. Don't sell your first bag.
You still have it?
I still have my first bag.
Oh wow!
I have
you
my.
know what I like about
my.
you? He doesn't listen.
I have my. I have my middle bag. I have my middle bag.
Wow!
My middle bag that I went to Suriname Fashion Week. I still have it, and if you see it, it's brand new.
Wow! Guess what will happen?
Yeah.
15 years from now, you can have that bag as an exhibition. It can be as a testimony for you, for people to see the paint, how the quality of the paint is not
and it has
cheap
not
paint,
fade
is
away.
not
Exactly.
fading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's very good. Yeah, that's always tell people, don't sell yours. At least keep a sample, because it tells your story to show where you started from and where you heading to.
Even when I'm buying fabrics, I travel today, I don't use the fabrics that I buy now. I wait a whole year later, because you want to make sure that the fabric is not fading.
Yes.
You have to test the fabric, wet the fabric, leave it a piece outside to see if dew is destroying the fabric.
What you're saying there? That means you truly involve the time and the passion in what you do. It's not just about the money.
No.
Because to test fabrics, test paint and stuff like that, that means you are truly a designer.
Yeah.
Today's your graduation day. Totally, seriously. Because to do these things and you speak like now, you speak, not now I mean, but you speak with the attitude of a designer, and that's very good.
Yeah.
And it's very good for the clients to know.
Another thing is, like, I see some people and I see their bags. I say, but your bag have a hole. They tell me, Miss, don't touch my hole. I like the hole in my bag. The people love their bags with the hole. And they never stop using the bag.
Yes.
They said, this is my bag. Let me enjoy my Christy Creations bag.
Yes,
and they'll come for another one. But I love this one. It has a hole and it's okay.
Funny enough, I think some clients have a Christy Creation bag and they're matching it with everything.
With everything. Yeah. And it's like the clothing. Like I tell people, I probably have washed this 100 times.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's okay.
I like the style of this paint. It looks like a explosion, like a fireworks.
You just have to care for your stuff and you'll be all right. Yeah, care for your bag, care for your jewelry, care for your clothing. you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's a lifetime product.
Yeah, but I must say, Christine, again, congratulations. And I think you're doing a huge stuff, and I'm excited.
Yes.
I would love to be around and putting it out in the universe, because I think
Thank you.
there's a lot more of Christy Creation people have not seen.
Yes,
and even your store at your house. And I mean, that's like a whole mall by itself.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you already outgrow the store. It's not even a
I
year
know,
yet.
it's
You
too
outgrow the
small.
store already. Yes.
It's really too small.
And I like
yes.
the idea when you told me you was doing the store, because what happened when you do the store, not every client that come to your house
That's
to
true.
enter your personal
Your
space,
space,
because you're
yes.
dealing with so much different energies.
Yeah.
So if you have a store, I can say, wow, I went to Christy Creation workshop, I went to a house, a studio,
It's
and then
true.
you saw stuff.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true.
So before we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to tell St. Lucia and your clients out there that's
yes.
carrying your Christy
I-
Creation?
first
Because
I
I
will-
think your brand is trending in St. Lucia.
I mean, first I have to say thanks to you, Sharmark. I mean, you have held my hand, the right
Oh,
and the
thank
left.
you. So you're
And
most
I say to
welcome.
you all the
Yeah.
time, I have to find the clients, those that come every week, every month, every year and buy a bag or buy something from me. Some of them have put away their land and they were in Christy Creation brand. I want to thank these people. I have to thank where I started with Sea Island Cotton Shop.
Yes.
They're the one that saw the vision. And I always say, from where it was when I started to now, that's a totally
Total.
different thing.
Yes,
For
yes.
me to have left all the way in Canada to bring the 100 bags to Sea Island, and they
Yeah.
received it, that is beautiful. And all the other businesses that buy the bags in order to retail it for themselves
Yes.
and have never complained. Thank you so much. And St. Lucia and those far and wide that come, looking
Yeah.
for the brand, I applaud you and I say thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this for you all.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are most welcome.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure to
Thank
be
you.
here. When you get the emails, you get the text, I will
Yes.
be there.
Oh
Thank
my
you so
God,
much.
thank you.
Sanisha, thank you for viewing. And your new word for fashion now is Christy Creation. Get on Facebook, Instagram at all Sea Island Cotton
Cotton
Stores.
Stores, yes.
Christy Creation, I think we say it's not about buying local, it's about supporting our own brand. And I think we have younger designers coming, more designers coming. I think I'm quite impressed with what's been there in terms of fashion. I don't like the word local, I like fashion. I think it's good quality and we need to support. Thank you so much for viewing. I'm your host, Sharmark Leon. Thank you. Bye.
Wardrobe sponsored by Charmaine Freeman Designs.